Roblox needs to ban this game. Steal a Brainrot has quickly become one of Roblox's biggest games of all time, and in this video we'll be discussing a massive drama surrounding it, and why many players want this Roblox game removed forever. And with this game having over 5 million people playing it at one time, obviously there will be some drama surrounding this game, but this drama gets deep. From this game being accused of stealing from other developers, to working with one of the most controversial companies on Roblox, but before all that, please like and subscribe. I want to get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you. So Steal a Brainrot was originally created back in May of 2025, so that means that this game was only created a couple of months ago, and it already has over 4 billion visits and has millions of people that play it daily. And with the new updates helping the success of the game on Roblox, with it being Roblox's most successful game of all time. But with the success of this game, it has a deep and dark turn to it. In this YouTube short by the YouTuber Chiseled, they talk about how Steal a Brainrot was stolen.
Roblox Steal a Brainrot was stolen. Due to how popular Steal a Brainrot has become, players realized something. A similar game called Steal a Character, which was made before, had the exact same concept.
So basically, Steal a Brainrot was stolen from a game called Steal a Character, where the premise of the game is just completely the same. And instead of it just being random characters in the game, it's just Brainrot characters instead. And this YouTuber named Coel actually compared both of the games, and this is what he had to say about it.
Alright, so here's Steal a Character, and this is Steal a Brainrot, the classic game you know and love. And honestly, this actually seems fairly similar to Steal a Brainrot. I mean, everything is just, looks a little bit different. There's honestly just less going on inside of Steal a Brainrot that I honestly just prefer the way this game looks overall. But the things that are showing through is things like this cash multiplier, you actually purchase things, bring them in. It honestly feels pretty similar. It's just way less to worry about and way more focused, and it just feels a little bit like easier to play.
And as you can see, there's not that many differences between the two games, but in my opinion, this isn't a strong argument at all, because people are gonna take inspiration from people regardless of what they do and just steal it, and some people are gonna be more successful than others. And there are literally games on Roblox that are completely copied by other people, but just way more successful than the original, and that's just simply because the games are better than the original, or they just spend a lot of money just promoting the game. But for an example of this, if you look at the list of the most played games on Roblox, you can see a direct copy of Steal a Brainrot called Steal a Fish. So as you can see, it's just very common for people to steal ideas from other people on Roblox. Like, there are literally other games that are directly copying Steal a Brainrot, like Steal a Freddy or Steal a Fruit. These are games that are practically the exact same, but they're just going to play the better one. And there are some people saying that the developers of Steal a Character could DMCA strike Steal a Brainrot to take it down, which basically means that they're gonna contact a lawyer to legally take down the game. But I don't really think they're going to be able to do that, because they don't really have that much rights over the things that they make on Roblox, and the games are somewhat different, so I don't even think that's even possible. But there is actually a very dark secret with Steal a Brainrot that Steal a Brainrot has been hiding, where Steal a Brainrot was originally created by this group named Brazilian Spider, and this group has over 3 million members and is owned by a person named Sammy. And if we look at the person's profile, they have about 130,000 followers, and their Twitter is called Spider Sammy. And apparently this person has been a game developer for a very long time, and if you look at their favorites, you can see the games that they've helped make. And if you look at his Twitter, you can see a game that he has pinned called Pixel Tower Defense that he's also helped work on, and he's also a part of a ton of groups. And Spider isn't the only one that owns this game. There's a lot of other people in this group that own this game, such as Brazilian, Spider, and Big. And the Brazilian role is held by a person named Do Small, and he will be important in about a minute. But if you were to look at this thing named Big, you would see 3 people on it with them named Blade and Revenue Bot, and these are just flat out interesting accounts. But the account that is under Sammy called Do Small, you might not know who they directly are, but they have made some of the biggest games on Roblox, because this guy is the owner of something called Do Big Studios. And if you haven't heard about these people, I would actually be kind of surprised, because they are behind some of the biggest games on Roblox ever. But for example, they literally bought a game called Fish a little while ago that is one of the most popular games on Roblox right now. But as you also know, they own the Brazilian Spider group, which also owns Steal a Brainrot. So basically what this group does is buys popular games that are about to be popular or becoming popular and just makes them way more popular. And if you were to look at their website, you could see all the games that they have created, for example, the ones on screen. And there are some really big games here, but the one that I'm pretty sure all of you guys would have heard of is Grow a Garden, because obviously you guys have heard of that. But that's just crazy to me because that means Do Small is the owner of the biggest games on Roblox. And this is actually starting to get way more complicated than you might think, because these aren't just normal developers, because these people actually get a lot of hate, and people are very mad that these games are played as much as they are. For example, people are mad because Do Big owns the Fish game, and people think it's their fault that the game started dying after they acquired it. And as you can see, they used to pull hundreds of thousands of players, but now they only have tens of thousands of players, which is actually terrible. Like, there are literally people posting about the game, talking about how they made the game way worse. Because as you've seen in the past, they have a very bad history of making games do bad after making them pay to win or adding some stupid feature. But honestly, they're not gonna be stupid to the point that they try to kill every popular game, because again, that's how they make their money. But I do understand why it's such a strong concern, because they are the reason, in my opinion, why the Fish game did die. Even though it's kind of funny to make fun of Do Small, the next people I'm gonna be talking about are way worse. You have definitely heard of the Pet Simulator series if you have been on Roblox at all, because it is practically the biggest game series on Roblox. Well, at least it used to be, because every single time they would release a new game, it would do really, really well, and then it would die shortly after, but it did eventually do really, really well. And Pet Simulator 99 is still holding 44,000 players very consistently, and it has been doing so for a couple years now. But recently, the developers at Big Games have released a game that should have been illegal for them to release. On June 30th, 2025, they posted something saying, "New game, Steal a Pet, Steal, Collect, Chaos." With one of the replies of this tweet saying, "More like steal a game idea, y'all so uncreative." And not long after the backlash, the game was wiped off the platform of Roblox, with the game saying that the game is currently under review. With even more people saying, "When was the last time your company had an original idea and not copying competition?" And that's the thing, people are mad at this company because they killed the games that they already had, and now they're just copying other bigger games so they get bigger games, but it's not really working because they all keep getting taken down. Because Steal a Pet is one-for-one copying Steal a Brainrot, and people are just not happy about that at all, and that's completely understandable. I would be pissed about that too. But the thing is, barely anyone has been talking about it because Steal a Pet has basically flopped and isn't getting that many players at all. Because if you just look at the player count, it has not gone higher than 6,000. And obviously, I'm not saying that's a bad amount, but compared to their competition and their previous games, that's terrible. And the thing is, they probably spent so much money on that game, and it just flopped because it's kind of karma after stealing as many games as they have. And people actually had more fun when people made original games and didn't just copy off of each other the entire time. And now it just feels like they're just copying and pasting, and the fact that they stole from Steal a Brainrot is kind of crazy in my opinion. But as I mentioned earlier, Steal a Brainrot has copied a lot of games, so I don't think it's possible for Steal a Brainrot to sue Big Games, but it is very possible that they are legally in a very weird spot because all of this is just in a gray area. And I wouldn't really be surprised if Roblox decided just to crack down and take down all of these games, even though it would be kind of counterintuitive because they're making a lot of money from all of these games that are just copied, so they probably won't do that. But I'm just kind of interested to know what you guys think. Comment down below what you guys think, and I just wanted you guys to be aware of what's going on because I think it's important for you guys to know what is going on Roblox. And if you want more videos like this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.